Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and gays.
From gutters to gay bars and everywhere in between.
Here to finish off your Tuesday, it's your three besties, two brunettes and a gay. All right, how was your birthdays? You had a big birthday show last week. How were your birthdays?
I'm still recovering from my birthday.
Yeah, I'm still recovering from my birthday.
It's been a whole week.
I know, but we can't, recover like we're 20 anymore.
Well, what'd you get up to?
Well, I had a fabulous week last week. Actually, I was inspired by you, Celeste, so it's not just a birthday day anymore, it's a birthday week.
Should be a month, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Or a birthday year.
Love it.
Love it. And just treat yourself every year, every day of the year.
I'm here for that, yes.
But, I got up to, a nice dinner with the family, and then I had the day off and treated myself. I thought I'd do a bit of a pampering day.
Beautiful.
Now, I don't know how you girls like your massage.
I like a good massage, if that's what you're asking.
Celeste, how do you like your massage?
I am more of the unpopular opinion that if I go for a massage, I don't like it too firm. I'm there for the relaxation. I am not there to get my kinks worked out.
No, I'm sorry.
That's why you don't like it too firm.
Yeah, I'm that annoying person that lies on the table and squirms under the hands of the masseuse because they're trying to do their job, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying.
No. I hate it when the massage is too gentle, right? If I go in and I'm like, I am in pain, I've been working out at the gym, I really need to iron out my crinks. And then I go in there and someone's like slapping around on my back like a friggin' fish.
Is crinks a word?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a word. But that really like pisses me off to the point where I get so frustrated by the end of the massage that I just I'm less relaxed.
So I need your masseuse.
Yeah,
I think you need a swap. I mean, interestingly though, I would love to be a fly on the wall to see a masseuse just slap on your back like a fish.
Well, what happened in your massage?
Well, let me tell you, it was interesting. It was actually, it's a great spot that I usually go to, and the masseuse was fantastic. But I tell you, I like my massages very, very relaxed and pretty quiet generally, right? Mm. So the first thing I noticed with this massage, the music was quite different, right? So so normally you get, you kind of Enya stuff, it's, that kind of, what do they call it? Like that kind of masseuse.
Like relaxing, tranquil, meditation music.
Meditation music, that's the one. Thanks for, helping me out there.
Like trickling fountains.
Trickling fountains,
Or a waterfall.
And,
or a rainforest.
Exactly, it's very angelic. Well, this background music was actually acoustic music. So it was just like acoustic guitar covers of, I thought it was just acoustic guitar music. Well, halfway through the massage, I'm thinking, hang on a minute, I know this song.
Oh, no.
I know this song. And it was James Blunt's You're Beautiful.
Maybe the masseuse was trying to tell you something, Aaron.
I don't know. Well, it's pretty obvious how gay I am. I mean, she would be barking up the wrong tree with me. But, so it got me, out of that relaxed zone. For the rest of the hour, I was laying there trying to think of what the next song was because I could pick the tunes. And I was thinking, I know this song from somewhere. What's this one? Well, 2 songs later, it was Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, my God. In an acoustic version.
So we've gone from You're Beautiful to Stairway to Heaven. And, it really took me out of that relaxed zone, which I left the massage feeling quite tense, to be honest. Because I always wanted to then pick out what songs I'd missed through the hour.
Is that because you were concerned about where Stairway to Heaven was going and what that actually meant for the end of your massage?
Well, yeah, I couldn't get in the zone. So anyway, I tried to pamper myself on my birthday. It was a bit of a fail, but,
Was this massage in like a shopping centre or was it like in a proper massage place?
No, this was like a
Happy
proper
ending?
massage. If only.
You said this was your local, right?
This is my local, yeah. I don't pamper myself to that degree.
We're narrowing in on the area. We're narrowing in on the area.
Are we talking about like one of your general Thai kind of or Chinese massage places or?
Well, see, I haven't tried any of those. Do you is that where you normally go?
I've done a mix. What have you done, Celeste?
I've done a mix, but I favour the really kind of calming, relaxation massage vibes. You know when you go into the massage parlour and they're like, hello?
So you like the day spa vibe?
Yes, I like a day spa. And I'm like, I am here for my massage.
No, that annoys
That's what I'm
me.
all about. I don't like it when they throw you around. I've had a Thai massage once before and I was in fits of laughter because she was actually on my back.
What?
Yeah, that's what a time
Is that what
massage
they
is.
do?
I know, but I
never
didn't
had one.
realise that at the time. She was standing on my back.
Yeah.
Right? First of all, the funniest part of the story was it was a couple's massage, but me and my best friend went because she booked it for us,
Yeah.
not realising that we would be in the same room.
Oh.
Right? So they put us in the same room. We thought we were going to be in separate rooms having separate massages. And then they were standing on our backs and we were in fits of laughter.
my
So I was like,
gosh.
no, never again.
See, we could never share a room together, Celeste, because I snore. When I get in that deep state, I'm a big snorer.
Really?
And drool just starts coming out of my mouth.
Well, I'm used to you being boring, so.
Look, I love a good sports or remedial massage, but my favourite thing is sometimes when I like in the shopping centre and I duck in and just get, like a Thai massage or, something along those lines as well. And then you're in there and you can hear the relaxing music that you were missing in your massage, but then you can also hear the people out in the shopping centre, like kids going, and then you can hear trolleys banging and people like, like this is a mixture of relaxing and not.
Have you seen the ones actually in the middle of the shopping centre? I think it's like, it used to be at West Lakes, I'm pretty sure. There used to be actually one in the middle of the shopping centre that
Really?
didn't have any kind of, it had like a fence, but then it didn't have anything dividing the massage table and the shopping centre.
Really?
So people were getting massages like in the middle of the mall. How could you relax?
No,
couldn't do that.
That wouldn't be me.
There's
No,
no
wait, are they
way.
undressed?
Well, yeah, to the degree. Obviously, if they're getting a back massage, they'd have their tops down or whatever.
No,
but
I wouldn't do that.
Back out for the boys.
back out for the boys. But
Oh my
but
God.
I have to ask Deanna, do they actually use oils and stuff when they do those types of massages at
Yeah,
those
you can,
shopping
you can
centres?
request oil, or you can request.
I had a friend once who went and got one, and they said it was the driest massage they'd ever had.
Well, we
Came
don't
out
want,
with-
we don't want any
With a
chat.
heat rash.
All right.
So
So,
Deanna,
birthday wasn't birthday massage didn't hit, but the rest of the day was good.
The rest of the day slapped, absolutely.
Well,
and
look,
Deanna, how did you spend your birthday? Did you have a fabulous day?
Oh, look, I just went out for food and didn't do anything weird. So I went out with my family and my friends and down to Sneakies, and we had a lovely day, and it was good. It was a good thing. But if you are a masseuse, right, and head to Two Brunettes A Gay on Instagram and DM Aaron and let him know if you're in Adelaide and you can give him a good massage, because it sounds like he needs a new place to get a massage.
Yeah, I might need another one. Or I'm going to go back to the same spot, get my Shazam out, and try and Shazam the
Shazam all the
playlist,
songs.
so I know exactly what they played.
Well, we have an exciting show coming up. We actually have a special guest, James Liotta, very exciting comedian in the Italian community, coming up for you in just a few breaks. So stick around. You are listening to Two Brunettes and a Gay. Okay, team. I was caught in the middle of a sticky situation over the weekend. I don't know if you've ever been in this situation before, right? Family Feuds.
The TV show? No.
No. Not the TV. Well, it's but in real life. Actually, I never watched the TV show.
Oh, so good.
Was it?
Back in the day.
I've never watched
What actually was it about?
Not our type of Family Feuds, that's for sure. Not an Italian family.
Not an
feud.
Italian.
It was a
family
game
feud.
show. It was a game show.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good.
Look, I mean, families, and especially for all the Italians listening to Radio Italia, which we hope you are, you will understand that family feuds are a dime a dozen around these parts. And it's not just Italian families, it's all families.
Oh, amen.
All families have family feuds.
I think
right?
it's rarer to find an Italian family that hasn't got some kind of family feud.
Yes, there's probably something wrong with those families. All the other families are normal.
No, because we would just sweep things under the rug. If we're not Italian, we just sweep it under the rug and then hold resentment. But you guys, let
So
it
do
out.
you okay, so there's cultural differences here. Let's point this out right now. Okay, so do you guys not talk about it and just be pissed off behind the person's back and just
100%.
continue to be really? to their face?
100%.
And then just bitch them for the next 40 years.
Absolutely.
That's nice.
great.
To what would it take?
more
How
polite.
how bad would it have to get before you would be no, fight time?
Oh, I'd have to get pretty bad.
Yeah, right,
Like,
okay.
next level bad, yeah.
Look, I think not all families are the same though in this situation. So some families are pretty fiery where it's the smallest little thing and everyone's in an argument, right? And some families, even European ones, let it get to the point where it's no, it has to be pretty major. Yeah. The family feud was pretty major, right? And it happened 12 years ago. 12 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to get into the hairy details of everything on radio, maybe for another time. I don't know. Head to our Instagram and let us know if you want the hairy
Let's give her a
details.
drink and get the details.
Yeah.
Right, but it did involve something that happened a long time ago. Now, I was in a situation over the weekend where I am, even though I was a part of the initial situation, like without kind of realizing that it would turn into the initial situation, right? So, I had a part to play in that, but I'm also the only part of the family that kind of swings on both sides. If you get what I'm saying.
I didn't know that about you, Deanna.
Yeah, right? It's
To clarify, when you say swings on both sides, you have affiliations with both sides.
I have affiliations with both sides because the family inevitably divided because of the feud, right? And
that she started. No, kidding.
And even though, like, obviously, my side is my side, and I am in agreement with my side of the feud, there are people on the other side of the feud who they didn't really pick sides, so to speak. They kind of just like people in there's the immediate people, and then there's the people who kind of didn't really pick a side and they just landed somewhere, right? So I'm
Collateral damage.
Yeah, right. So I'm still in contact with those people on the other side because I have a godson on that side, right? And so I was in a situation over the weekend where I went to a party with the other side. And you're kind of in this awkward situation where you're like, God, I wish that this was over. Like you have to sit there and you're like, you're being a part of it and you're being nice and you don't know what to say and you don't want to say too much, but you don't want to say too little and you don't want to cause any more drama and you're like push-pulled and you're between this situation. But it got me thinking, and it was a question I wanted to ask you guys. Italian families are really good at holding grudges. Really good at holding grudges.
Which apparently Aaron's family is good at holding a grudge too.
Yeah.
They just will still speak over the grudge.
They just won't say it to your face.
It's a quiet grudge.
It's a behind-the-scenes grudge, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to know, like, this wasn't petty. Like, this was a big deal. But what is the pettiest thing you've ever held a grudge over? Because people can hold some grudges over some pretty funny stuff.
They can. And look, we've got some very, very interesting comments from our listeners, Deanna.
Yes, we did. We actually put this out to Instagram, and we got some comments through.
We did. And I'm going to have to say the first one because this one's quite an interesting one. So a person's written in and said, I haven't spoken to a friend of mine for 4 years because while I busted my ass at the gym and dieted hardcore, she got gastric banding, then lied to people saying she was losing weight because she was working out.
Bitch.
Okay, well,
Cheater.
I mean, here's the thing though. Like, would you personally not talk to a friend for that reason?
Not me.
No,
Look,
I would never not talk to a friend for that reason, but like I'd probably be a little bit like, tell the truth.
I can be filthy and bitter, but I don't hold grudges.
Yeah.
So
okay.
you probably don't like us. You just sit here and work with
I
us.
tolerate it,
we're
absolutely.
great.
Would you just go around and behind the person's back spread that they had the gastric banding surgery?
I'd be interested to know. We should ask this person to write back in and tell us if they've gone around and spread that.
Without using names, they've spread it on radio.
Look, I think that it all comes out in the wash. So, all right, next one.
All right, I got a good one. My partner owns a bar, and one of my friends suggested we go to the bar directly across the road for a drink after work. Needless to say, I've never caught up with that friend again.
Ooh,
Does
that's
that make sense?
savage. Right.
So
okay.
her partner owns a bar, and her friend suggested they catch up for a drink at the bar directly across the road from her partner's bar. She has not caught up with that friend since.
That's pretty petty.
Oh, you think that's petty? There you go.
Petty.
I don't know. I'm with you, Aaron. Like, it wouldn't piss me off so much. No. I would just make sure that the next time I caught up with that friend, I would just be like, oh, yeah, like, we can go like, do you know, it's like, the way that I see friendships is that, like, you know, not everyone is going to be, like, hold to the same standard that you do. Yeah. And so it's like if someone holds themselves to a different standard, then I just hold their friend to their standard so that I don't feel like I'm overgiving. Yeah, myself.
That's very intelligent, Deanna.
Celeste, would you?
No, I look, I don't know if I'd hold a grudge over it, but I'd probably, drop a little comment in there while we were there and be like, oh, yeah, no, because, it's directly across the road. Yeah, like we could have gone there, but that's all right. And, just that little subtle jab where it's that twist of the knife where they're like, now they have to look at you awkwardly because they messed up and you know that they did.
Yeah, I like it. Is there time for one more?
I think we've got time for one more. This is an interesting one. So this one came in from another one of our listeners. My old boss told my colleague not to be my friend, so I've literally held a grudge and caused her so much drama for the last 6 years.
Oh no!
I don't know if that's career enhancing though.
Okay, I need to decide whether or not that's fair. I need to know the level of drama she's caused in her life. Because are we talking about like little funny things that you're like, oh ha ha ha, laugh it off, or are we talking like
Coles,
or are we talking like quite dramatic things where you're like, oh, that's maybe that's a bit far.
I had a boss in the early days when I worked in retail who used to deliberately pit like the workers against each other so they wouldn't talk when they were working in retail. Oh, really? This was like when I was like a teenager.
What?
Yeah, it was bad. She didn't do it. She didn't do it to me because I didn't work with her. I worked with her sister, and her sister was really nice. But I saw it happen to other people.
Wow.
All right, Celeste, what have you got?
Okay, last one. This one's a good one. When my daughter was born in 1991, my best man got upset because we didn't let him know. And he hasn't spoken to me since. Funny thing is, my wife had a scheduled C-section and they knew the day she was being born all along. They still don't talk to me to this day.
Ooh.
Were they just looking for a reason to get out of the friendship?
It kind of seems like it because I I have friends that have scheduled C-sections and I know the day they're having the baby and I will definitely reach out and be like, good luck. Do you know, it's not a secret.
Yeah.
So if you know the day that they're having the baby.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. I don't know, right? It's like, okay, if it was like a few days later and they let everybody know like a general thing and because you knew that they were having the baby already, I wouldn't be annoyed by that. I guess if it would... Yeah,
so wait, but
know.
Are you saying you would hold the grudge or you wouldn't hold the grudge?
If someone... Yeah, I guess if I knew the date and time of the baby, because I feel like it's up to you to be like, hey, how did you go?
That's what we're saying.
Yeah, okay.
So you agree with us?
I love that you said
it's the red hair. It's getting to your brain.
I know the date and time.
The date and time of the baby, like it's time-stamped.
Okay, all right. It's arriving at 6:57
What if you missed the second, though?
p.m. and 32 seconds. All right.
Oh, dear.
Okay. Well, look, we've had some good stories come through. I really like these grudges. It seems as though our Instagram audience are quite the grudge holders. But now, coming up after the break, we have a phone interview with James Liotta. So stay tuned for that one, and we will see you soon with more Two Brunettes and a Gay. Welcome back, everyone. Now, we have a very exciting guest on right now. James Liotta is an Italian-Australian award-winning comedian and actor with over 20 years of performances for stage and screen. You might know him from his roles including Fat Pizza, which I know, I grew up with. I don't know, was that just, were you a Fat Pizza too, Aaron? Because I know it was for European, teenagers for sure.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yes.
I remember it well.
Well, he's been in other things such as House Sauce, Utopia, Prank Patrol. Did I say that right?
Did you say
it's called House Sauce?
What did I just mess up?
Are you actually
already?
Italian, Deanna?
It's House-O's.
House-O's?
Yes.
Okay, this is showing, I didn't watch that one. Sorry, James. I know that he's listening. But I did watch some of the other ones, Prank Patrol and Upper Middle Bogan, amongst many others. Please welcome to the station, James.
Oh, hello, good evening. Yes, it is House-O's. Yes, that's the way you say it.
House-O's. James, okay, fill me. What was House-O's about? Why do I not know?
It was about a house.
Oh, that's
why it's called House-O's. No, it's the another one of Paul Fennick's shows. The same creators of Fat Pizza.
Yeah.
And House-O's is sort of about those people in those people that are on the dole on Centrelink. And,
yes. Okay, no, I do think I know the one you're talking about. I just didn't know it was called House-O's.
Yeah, it was a pretty big show, Deanna.
No, I know. Now that you're explaining the one that it is, I know what it was called. Pardon my terrible...
It relates to, people living in the housing commission.
Yeah, right.
Basically. Yeah.
Oh. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the show, James. You have a lot going on at the moment, and the biggest thing is that you will be touring around the country as well with the Multicultural Comedy Gala, which is coming here to South Australia starting on the 3rd of May as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Multicultural Comedy Gala is coming to regional South Australia, and basically the show's been touring around Australia everywhere, but it sort of changes the lineup. So there's over 20 comics that get sort of put together and sort of selected to participate in different variations of the Multicultural Comedy Gala. So for South Australia, I'm very lucky to be part of the regional leg tour of that, and it consists of 7 of us from different backgrounds coming out to the regional parts there of South Australia, and basically just having a bit of fun with our culture, really.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, I have to ask, if you're on tour with a bunch of comedians in a rural area, how much fun do you actually have? Like, what goes on behind the scenes?
We do have a lot of fun, but people are serious as well. Like, they need to get their sleep, and we don't go completely crazy with jokes all the time. Sometimes we talk about some really serious issues as well.
Yeah, so tell me about that, because obviously as a comedian in this culture at the moment, this cancel culture, how do you put together material for your shows these days? Do you take that into consideration, or do you just keep the edginess as it is and let the creative work be?
I think it's important that we try to keep it as edgy as possible. Otherwise, we're just going to lose comedy altogether in this whole cancel culture thing.
Totally.
But I think the idea is to be edgy but humble at the same time. Like, don't go out with material that's on purposely, trying to hurt or offend.
No.
And then, being offended is subjective as well.
Well, yes, that is true. Now, this is a question we'd love to ask anyone who comes on the show. Tell us how you got into comedy.
When I was born, the doctor had a big laugh when they saw me pop out. And they said, look, this one's going to go into comedy for sure.
Having ethnic parents, was that like a yes, please do comedy, or was it like, oh my God, like, what are you doing?
Oh, probably not at that stage, no. Not at that stage. I think you have to show that there's some money in the job that you want to do before ethnic parents sort of go, go ahead, do comedy or do performing arts, But for me, it started at a young age, because I graduated more as a performer and as an actor, and then comedy came a little bit later, in particular stand-up comedy. But I graduated as a performer. I've always loved performing arts. I've been performing since I was a child. I had an agent when I was a child, so I was one of those child actors that would take time off school sometimes when a job came here or there, and those jobs would mainly be sort of like television commercials or sort of things like that, bits and pieces. So it's always been in me, it's always been in my blood, and my Italian background has always played a big part of my comedy. So I would say that, 80 to 90% of my material has a focus on my Italian upbringing.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Now, you've been in tons and tons of shows over the years. Now, I've got to ask, Cousin Lino, now, with Neighbours returning this year, can we expect Cousin Lino to make an appearance on Neighbours?
On Neighbours, to go from Fat Pizza to Neighbours? I'm not... Oh, look, I don't know if they take that kind of character.
I think now that they're on a streaming service, I think they're wanting to get a bit edgier, I think.
Who knows? They are on the streaming service, but it's going to Network 10 as well, the new revamped Neighbours eventually. So, look, you never know. With actors, you never know where we pop up. I'd done some stuff on Neighbours years ago. I was probably in my early 20s when I did some stuff on Neighbours, just brief stuff. So that was good fun at the time. And, look, there's lots of shows coming back. Even Thank God You're Here's coming back. So a lot of shows, have their time, have a big break. And well, not Neighbours. Neighbours only had 3 months break and then decided to come back.
Resurrect from the dead, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but other shows, have a break and come back. A little bit like Fat Pizza. Fat Pizza did that. Fat Pizza was off the air for 20 years. And then it got rejuvenated only about 3 years ago on the Seven Mate Network.
Yeah.
And that's my involvement with it.
It's all about the comeback these days. And if it's not about the show coming back, it's about the rewatch. So, okay, we have to ask. As a radio veteran yourself, what advice can you give to us newbies on our radio show?
Look, I think you're doing it already, but just talk a lot of BS.
Oh, that's what we're very good at.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on a winner then.
You've got to have the gift of the gab, and, which you guys do, because I was tuned in before when you were talking about arguments and grudges and things like that, and make it as interactive as possible. But I wouldn't call myself a veteran. I'm not old enough to be a veteran of any radio yet.
All right. Well, if you were listening to our segment before, you know what we were talking about. So we have to ask you too. What's the pettiest grudge you've held?
Well, this is an interesting topic specifically for Italians. It's for this very reason that young Italians can't get married because they can't put the seating plan together because too many family members have held grudges against each other. And
that's why there's so many tables at Italian weddings.
Yeah, that's right, because Italians have the highest rate of depression sitting next to people they don't like. So you can look that up. You can Google that. It's a stat.
Is that true?
What have I held a grudge against? I'm not sure. Probably. You know what I'm sick and tired of? Always just making the first move with people all the time. Like always say, "How you going? How you doing?" If you don't start to do that for me, I'm probably going to hold a grudge against that.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Well, speaking of Italian weddings, one of my favourite grudges to hold is when you invite someone to your wedding and they don't return the favour, or that's a lifelong grudge if you don't get invited to their kid's wedding.
Or how much they put, like for all the Italians out there, how much they put in the imbusti.
Yeah.
Right?
You write it down.
What's a musti?
It's how much they put in the
It's how much they put in the envelope.
Well, you've got to keep note of the price, you know.
Oh yeah, we did that at my wedding. Like we wrote down a list of everybody and how much they put down, and if I reckon I still got.
You got to
that
cross check when it comes to someone else's wedding. You got to go. Hold on, let me check the list and see how much they gave me.
I've been divorced for 4 years, but I still got the list.
Look, it can be needed later in life, that list, so it's important to have.
It's really important. Okay, James, it has been such a pleasure having you on now. If everyone comes to see you in the shows, which you are in Redmark, you're in Port Pirie, you're in Port Lincoln, and you're in Whyalla, what can they expect from you in the Comedy Gala?
Look, I'm just a portion of it. We all do our bit. It's all stand-up comedy, and like I said, we all come from different nationalities, so there's something for everyone. So I guess this is a call out to my Italian fellowship across Australia, in particular regional South Australia, because I know, like in places like Port Lincoln, I think there's a lot of Italians in some of these regional places.
Definitely.
So if they're listening, get your tickets at comedygala.net.au. You're going to have a lot of fun. No matter who's on stage, you're going to have a laugh because we all kind of relate to each other in some way here in Australia.
Perfect. The Multicultural Comedy Gala is showing on the 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th of May. So please head to comedygala.net.au and grab your tickets. Thank you so much, James. It has been an absolute honour to talk to such a legend. We appreciate having you on the show.
That's very, very kind. That's super kind. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
No worries. We'll see you soon and we'll be back with more Two Brunettes and a Gay.
Welcome back to Two Brunettes and a Gay. We are here with a returning segment. We haven't done this segment for a couple of weeks because we dropped it for the birthday segment that was last week, but the birthdays are over, so we're back with our always favourite, not Tuesday, Thursday tea time. Woo. It's been a big week in the reality world. Well, not in just the reality world, I guess in the celebrity world.
Celebrity, yes.
Namely because, and Aaron, I know you're going to want to take this one. We lost a legend this week.
We did. We lost the beautiful, amazing genius that was Sir Barry Humphries.
Oh, yes. I loved a good old Dame Edna.
How great was Barry Humphries?
He was.
He was the blueprint for a lot of comedians, and just his three characters alone. I mean, I got a lot of inspiration for the stuff that I do on stage purely from what I saw of him do with Dame Edna, Les Patterson, It was amazing stuff that he used to do. And I mean, there's so many memories of Dame Edna that I had growing up as well. I think, childhood memories and things like that where you'd be with the family watching on TV the Dame Edna Experience. And back in the day, Dame Edna had this huge talk show. It had these amazing guests and just had such a talent to be able to interview people, which I'm still trying to learn.
Celeste, were we too young for this Dame Edna Experience? Because I don't remember it.
I don't remember it either.
It was kind of like, so Graham Norton now kind of does something a little bit similar, but basically it was Dame Edna's chat show back in the day in the UK. And the one I remember the most was when, I think it was Zsa Zsa Gabor was announced. So she goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, Zsa Zsa Gabor." And she's at the top of the stairs and she starts walking down the stairs and all of a sudden there's a trapdoor and she just falls through the trapdoor.
Oh, no.
It was so funny but so good, like just that type of humour.
It's like the old school kind of wholesome family TV vibes
Yes.
by the sounds of things.
Absolutely.
Well, yes, big
absolutely.
tribute to an absolute legend.
Yes,
True
absolutely.
legend from Moonee Ponds.
Yes, absolutely. And not only that, the last 2 weeks have saw Coachella. The biggest, well, I don't know if it's actually the biggest. I'm going to assume it's probably the biggest. It's very well known. It's Coachella, if you're not sure what we're talking about. Coachella is a music festival held in California every year. And it's there to highlight some of the biggest artists in the world at the time, upcoming musicians as well. So it's a bit of both. It runs over 2 weekends every April, 3 days each time, and has over 250,000 festival goers.
Crazy.
Each year. So it also brings in over $100 million in revenue. So it's a huge music festival, okay? That happened, I think it was Easter weekend and the week after Easter weekend. So we've just finished second weekend of Coachella. Highlight performers, you might not know them. Bad Bunny, Blackpink, Frank Ocean, although he was supposed to do both weekends, pulled out
Pulled
Had
out
for
a
the
car
second
accident
weekend.
or something, didn't he? Or
I
he got
don't know.
injured or something?
There you go. You know more than me.
Yep.
But he was replaced with Blink-182. So everyone was very happy
Legends.
about that. You also had Calvin Harris, the Gorillaz, Bjork, Blondie, and dozens of other performers. There was a lot of, I guess, drama or controversy surrounding Coachella. There's always a lot of talk about celebrities and influencers that go to Coachella and actually absolutely hate the experience.
Yeah. But did you hear that the influencers this year are coming out saying they're faking going to Coachella because it's too
Really?
expensive?
How? Well, we should find out how much it is.
I have that handy, Celeste.
Tell me, Aaron.
So this is the price range. We're talking US dollars here. So between $549 to $1,100 US for a ticket. Now,
Is that a 3-day pass? Is this like Clipsal?
I believe
3-day pass,
it is
or are we
like
talking 1 day at a time?
a 3-day pass.
Okay.
But if you wanted to go to both weekends, obviously it's quite an expensive trip. But if you had been to Coachella the year before, you get pretty much like advanced, ticket purchases.
Priority access?
Priority access.
Yes, okay.
So half of the tickets are already sold from the previous year.
Really?
And then it's limited tickets for the new year.
Well, what I hear is that it's just all dust. Everyone complains about how dusty it is. So it's horrible for that. And it's basically just full of influencers and celebrities taking photo opportunities for their Instagram.
So are you just saying that people are like emulating that by going in their backyard and throwing up some dust in the air and taking a picture with some glitter on their eyelashes? Like,
Very
what's
possibly.
happening?
Yeah, I think so. Or using the old green screen or something like that.
There's also a lot of controversy surrounding the fact that obviously a lot of these celebrities and influencers are being invited by brands to actually come along and represent the brand for the weekend, and they're having all expenses paid, and half of them are leaving early. Half of them are actually going 1 day or 2 days or, and not actually going to the entire festival because they're over it. And it's like,
No,
I guess
that's
if you're...
not cool.
No, not at all. If you're accepting that offer, that is what you're there for. And we're talking, they're getting put up in mansions. They're getting everything paid for, flights, accommodation.
And this whole festival is about music and the arts. It's not about, being an influencer or, how many followers you can get. It's about music.
I don't know if we should do a whole segment on this next week, but
Yeah.
I feel like seriously, nobody wants to work anymore. Like nobody.
You
and I know
sound
I
like
could
Kim
be,
Kardashian,
I could
and
be
that
opening,
got her in some hot water,
I could
Deanna.
be opening a whole can of worms, but I'm sorry. Like being in the entertainment industry since we were young, like it was about the big, like long hours and the hard slog all at once. Because the thing about being a performer or an influencer or entertainer is that you then have like days off in between, right? So you do all of your work. It might be like a 16-hour day. It might be ridiculous. It might be one day after the other, but then you don't work after that. So it's not like you just go to a 9 to 5 and then it's balanced out. It's an imbalanced job. Anyway, different rant.
Rant over.
Rant over.
Technically not part of Tuesday tea time. Slash Thursday tea time.
But Deanna's spilling the hot tea.
But we'll take it.
We'll take it.
All right, so it led me and Aaron to go down a bit of a rabbit hole surrounding Coachella.
A big one.
Because there is a lot of performers, like I mentioned. There is a lot of bands and a lot of performers that perform over the 2 weekends at Coachella. There's multiple stages and a lot of big acts and a lot of lesser-known acts. And one of the funnest parts of Coachella is the band names, okay, and the performer names. So Aaron and I have decided to play a little game with Deanna where we are going to name some bands. But what we want her to do is guess. Oh, yeah, we got some Coachella music. Yeah, getting the vibe.
We need a disco ball and some smoke
Can I
machines.
just point out that the reason that they've chosen me to be the one who's guessing the names is because I am like the one who is the most dense when it comes to popular culture.
Yeah. We're hoping we can throw her. Okay, so, Aaron, some of these names are real, some of them are fake. And she has to guess what is actually a real band name and what is not.
That's right. Are you ready, Deanna, to play Coachella or Nochella?
Woo! I feel like I'm ready.
All right. We've got the music on. We need some strobe lights and stuff in here, though, for this. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
She didn't look ready. All right, here we go. First one. Ping pong bitches.
Coachella.
Correct.
Oh, ding, ding, ding.
All right.
All right, next one. Purity Ring.
Coachella.
Ding, ding, ding.
Got that one too.
Oh, I'm doing good.
All right, next one. Anita Jakov and the Screamers.
Nochella.
Damn it.
That one was clearly designed
That's clearly
by
a
Aaron.
Nochella.
That was clearly an Aaron one there. All right, next one. Camel Fat.
Coachella.
Coachella.
Ding, ding, ding.
I actually have never heard of any of these ridiculous bands.
Aren't they
but-
ridiculous?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready for this one? Lil BJ.
Nochella.
Oi!
Still got Aaron written all over it.
These are all my failed drag names.
You've had these in the bank for ages. All right, I got another one. Sexual Chocolate.
Coachella.
Oh, no.
Stumped her.
No. That's a fake one.
Eddie Murphy was part of Sexual Chocolate in the movie Coming to
I had
America.
heard it before. I was like, oh, maybe like it's a thing.
Yeah, it's in the movie Coming to America.
It is.
Yes.
All right. Next one. Dinner Party.
Nochella.
Oh, it's a real one.
That's a Coachella.
Oh, they're ramping it up. Okay.
All right, next one. Try again.
All right. Los Bichos.
Coachella.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
work.
like something a tween would like name
Actually-
their band.
I reckon that's what your name would be if you had a duo.
So is that band like comprised of 12 and 13
That's our trio name, come to think of it.
Los Bichos.
That's like that.
How would you say that in Italian?
Because it's like it sounds like one of those hashtags that someone posts where they're like, "Oh my god, look how cool we are," and you're like, "That is so not cool."
Like me. No, I'm just
yeah. Okay. Anatomically erect.
Coachella.
Oi.
It's a Nochella.
Oh.
Yep, it's another failed drag name.
All right. Horseboy.
Look, I hope it's Nochella, but I want to say Coachella.
Okay, no, it is Nochella, but the best part about it is Horseboy is not real. But Horse Girl is.
Horse Girl.
Horse Girl is a real act at Coachella.
I'm glad it wasn't
Is it a
horse
solo
something,
act or is
something
it like
else.
a group?
It's got to be. It's either a singer or a band.
All right, we're down to the last two.
Okay.
Okay. Uncle Waffles.
Coachella.
Hey, you're onto that one.
All right.
All right, last one. Tough one. No Name.
Nochella.
Oh, Coachella. It's a real one.
Oh, right.
It's a real one.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was Coachella or Nochella.
Woo!
Woo! Good work, Deanna. Now, we don't have any prizes for you.
No, well, that's
Not even,
This
you
is
know.
shit.
Look, we tried to get you a ticket to Coachella next year, but
But it was a Nochella.
too expensive.
Well, we would have had to sell the entire Two Brunettes and a Gay back catalogue for 50 cents, and we still wouldn't have got there.
No, exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. That was a great
You
tea
knew
time.
more than what we expected you to.
Look, I did. Well, look, I mean, look, I'm going to say they were just like calculated guesses, but I felt like I started on fire, and then once you threw me, it just, I didn't quite regain my strength.
I don't have a good poker face either.
No, you don't
So
actually.
I think I was helping you out there.
yeah. Well, but I wasn't. Yeah.
Look, I didn't want to say anything, but when Aaron sent through his fake names, I was like, she's going to know because these have Aaron written all over them.
I was worried with the Anita Jackoff that it was probably going to be too obvious. But
You got less far-fetched as it went along. I
Yeah.
think that's why it threw me.
Yeah.
So it was good. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. We've got more fun coming up after the news, so stay tuned for more Two Brunettes and a Gay.
So if you're just joining us, you are listening to Two Brunettes and a Gay on a Thursday. And at the top of the show, we touched on the fact that last week it was Deanna and Aaron's birthday. We had a whole birthday show dedicated to these two beautiful souls sitting right next to me. But as with every great celebration and every great gift that you are given, there is also the gifts and the celebrations that aren't so wonderful, that aren't so spectacular. And being that my birthday was only a few weeks before yours, we all experienced something of the same in the last few weeks of getting gifts that you're like, you know what? I actually don't think that you bought this for me. I think that you pulled this out of your Bishadori cupboard.
Hang on. You're educating me here tonight.
Yeah.
There's some new
You're
words
learning a
I'm
lot.
learning. So
You're learning a lot.
what's Mishadori?
Bishadori.
Bishadori.
Well, I think it's calabrese. Like, I think if anyone listening, I think it's a callo thing. But there's probably variations of all different parts of Italy. Calabrese. Calabria is the part
not
of
California.
Italy. No.
Right.
Calabria is the part of Italy that our family is from, right? But
Right.
depending on where you're from in Italy, you have a different version of this. But
Gotcha.
it means like trinkets, dust collectors,
Ah.
ornaments.
Things
I
that
hate
you
those.
don't necessarily buy for yourself for the most part. I mean, I guess some people like that stuff, so they buy it for themselves, but for someone like myself, no. Right? And so you're given gifts where you're like, I don't think that this was not gifted to me. The legitimacy of this gift, I don't believe it, right? And we've all received some terrible gifts.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to ask, being your birthdays, what terrible gifts have you been given over the course of the last few years? Aaron?
Well, I remember as a kid, this is a pretty bad one. I remember as a kid, I had an auntie that gave me a gift, and I was thinking at first I thought it was just going to be like clothes. I was thinking, oh God, okay, clothes, as boring as it is. You know, as a kid, you don't want clothes, you want like toys and like, you know, bikes and things like that.
Yeah.
Not that I was into biking or anything, you know. I wanted Barbie dolls, not bikes.
You wanted a Kylie Minogue CD.
That's exactly what I want. No, Madonna. Thank you very much.
Why, you stole it?
Yeah, exactly. No, so I had an auntie once that she gave me a present one year, and I opened it, and it was Jim Beam pajamas.
That is...
How old were
Does
you?
this inspire you? Is that what inspired you to become the drinker you are, Aaron?
Absolutely. Well, I don't drink scotch or whiskey, so maybe that's what built me up to not drinking it.
You would
Maybe that's
traumatise.
why.
That's your aversion.
That's my aversion to scotch and brown spirits.
How old were you?
I was 7 years old. So what kid in their right mind wants a pair of Jim Beam pajamas, especially at 7 years old?
Did you actually wear them? Did your parents make you wear them?
But I had to wear them that night because that auntie was there, and you know how parents
Put 'em on,
and
show
family
'em
stay.
on.
The family stays late, and the parents are up chatting, and then of course it's bedtime. So you have to.
that the
Here you go. You got new
worst?
pajamas.
As a kid, when somebody like buys you something and then they're like, put it on, and so you're like, thank you, it's really nice.
I'm just super thankful that it was in the days where we didn't have social media or smartphones. So there's no photo evidence of it, thank God. But I think I wore them for like a week, and then I secretly threw them in the bin.
Was your auntie a Jim Beam drinker?
Yeah, she was. And so I think obviously she got them as part of her gift. The thing that scares me is how the hell did Jim Beam make pajamas in the size of a 7-year-old.
That's quite scary. But this is what I'm talking about,
Start
right? The
them young.
legitimacy behind that gift. You were like, you did not actively go out and go, what am I going to get Aaron for his birthday? You know what he would really love? A pair of Jim Beam pajamas.
Exactly.
No, she found them, she put them in a bag, wrote out a birthday card and gifted them to you.
Absolutely.
Right? And so this is my issue because I prefer, when it comes to birthdays, to actually celebrate with the people, and I would rather spend money on celebrations and experiences.
Presents over presents.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly, right? I would rather spend money on celebrations and experiences and dinners and events that we go to together and make memories rather than be gifted random things. Because I got a mosaic lamp. Pink
Hang on,
and
paint
green.
a picture here because I need to know what this lamp looks like.
Look, it's brass metal with pink and green mosaic tile. And if you know me at all,
You're not a mosaic girl.
that if I saw that, I would probably make fun of it. So this is why I know, like, you didn't go out and actively buy that for me. And a bunch of artificial flowers, not real ones.
Did the person who gave it to you seem like the type of person who would have been given a mosaic or bought a mosaic lamp for themselves?
I definitely think it's something that they would have been gifted and gone, I don't want this myself, so how can I pass this off?
Well, that's it, because there's a reflection of their taste, because that's pretty scary.
Yeah, I know, but that's the other thing too, right? Is that because the thing about gifts is, like, it's subjective, like what one person likes. And I feel like, and we probably all think this of ourselves, I think I'm pretty good at interpreting what other people like, but I could be way off.
No, I think you are. You're pretty spot on with your gifts,
thank
I
you.
think.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, you're not slapdash with how you think about what you're going to give someone, I think.
No, I'm very calculated, but because I'm a practical gift person, right? Like, yeah, I'm not about the bishaduri life.
Yeah.
Right. Anyone who knows me knows that I have a real issue with bishaduri. I
love that word.
I hate things that are going to be trinkets. I hate things that are going to go to landfill.
Dust collectors.
I hate dust collectors. I hate things with single use or no use, right?
Yeah.
That's the activist inside of me at the same time. And I'm like, what would actually genuinely spark joy and a reaction for somebody? And it's so stressful sometimes.
Yeah.
So then I end up giving money, which is always appreciated.
It's like those, those little books that you can get as well? Like those books that just sit on your shelf that you're not going to read. They're not novels. They're not, photo books. They're not coffee table books. They're just tiny little trinket, gifts.
That's a bishaduri. That falls under the category of bishaduri.
Yeah.
Yes,
100%.
100%.
I hate those books.
Well, I mean, it made me think, is there a way that you can, know? And I guess, there probably isn't, but, Italians, Aaron, you might not know this, but it's a very common practice in Italian families that around the holidays, a lot of families gift the Italian treat, panettone. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
And the way in which you mark if this panettone has been passed on is you mark the bottom of it.
Oh, sneaky.
Right? So Italians are on it.
Wow.
Because they don't expire for a few years.
Yeah.
So you
So
can
they
get
go
a few uses
around.
out of
Right.
They go around from house to house. So chances are that you'll get, at one stage, get back one that you marked. You'll be like, that's my red mark on the bottom.
But what do you do with it? Do you still pass it around
Yeah,
again?
you keep passing it. Unless it's getting too close to the expiry date. I don't know, then maybe you toast it and eat it. Unless you're my husband, and then you definitely toast it and eat it because he doesn't let one go. But I did put it out onto the socials because I thought, you know what? Birthdays, we've gotten some bad gifts.
Oh, yeah.
I put it out on the socials. What bad gifts have people received? All right. First, someone was gifted a bride and groom set of rubber ducks for their wedding.
Is that all they were given?
Yes, I believe so.
That's messed up.
See, that's when you get to thinking, look, it's when
Like,
people say it's the thought that counts,
We're talking like
it's the
reject
thought that
shop?
stinks.
Rubber ducks.
Look, I don't know where the rubber ducks were from. Either way, is it a legitimate wedding gift?
No. Actually, that causes
Well, not for me.
holding a grudge, I think.
Yes, that could go to the grudge category.
That's
on the
going
grudge
in the grudge
category.
holding category. I got another one. Someone was gifted for their 10th birthday a pen.
What, like a Bic pen? What
I
kind
don't,
of a
is
pen?
there any type of good pen that you can receive
'cause
that
some
you're like,
pens
you know
can
what,
be-
like this is so what I wanted. Thank you so much for the effort that you put in. You thought of me as a 10-year-old girl and you thought, you know what she'd really like? A blue pen. Like, really?
Well, I guess if you're like a pen person and you understand, like, expensive pens and you're a bit older.
What's a pen person, Deanna?
Some people have like a pen thing. You can like collect pens.
A pen fetish.
You like buy expensive pens. It's like you can buy pens that are like
Something
super
about that
expensive.
What are you looking at me for?
David, do you have
David's got a pen fetish.
Aaron said it.
No, well, actually, I got given a gold pen once, but it wasn't like proper gold, but it was a gold pen.
If it was proper gold, you should have hocked
I
that thing.
would have hocked that thing, but
Made a ring out of it.
But again, it was one of those things where you go, okay, thanks, and I never used it.
Bring it here. We'll use it.
I
Give
don't
it to David.
I don't
It's
know
his
what happened
birthday
to
in
it.
January.
Actually, yeah.
I
Well,
won't
there we
say
go.
his age, but it is his birthday next January. So,
well-
David, if you receive a pen from Aaron, you're going to know where it came from.
It's my version of the panettone.
How can you mark a pen, though? How do you mark the bottom of a pen?
Are there any others?
No, that's a lot. Deanna, did you get any bad gifts?
I can't think of any bad gifts, but honestly, like, just to cause some controversy to all my friends listening, like, just don't give me anything for my house. Don't give me any clothes. Don't
Unless
give me
you've
any
got new
jewelry.
stools
Don't
to
give me any
give.
shoes. Some new stools. No, don't choose something for my house. I hate it when people buy me stuff for my house.
Really?
Yes. Because I don't like I think there's like 2 things in the history of the 20,000 things I've received that I actually like. Wow. I'm really, really fussy. Just get me a voucher. And I'm like, not like, oh, you didn't put any thought into that. I'm like, no thought needed. Just give me a voucher. I'm happy with that.
We're on the same page. Well, we are 2 brunettes and a gay. Stay tuned because we will be back after the break with your favourite shit advice.
We're back again with shit advice. Our not very qualified Dr. Aaron and Dr. Celeste.
Yes, the shit doctors are here.
Reporting
At
for
your
duty.
service.
Your
Reporting.
cervix.
Oh, God, that's the last place we'd want you to.
That's the last place you'd find Aaron.
Hey. Well, that's true.
They are here to give some shit advice once again this week. And I have a doozy for you this week. I think this is going to get some people riled up. I'm riled up just reading it.
For those of you listening, we actually never know what shit advice Deanna is going to present to us.
No. And I don't know either because I opened it up in the song before, so it's good.
We're very well planned.
Because I like it to be current. I like it to be fresh, So Reddit has always is the source of my information for this advice because people are always asking the strangest things on the internet.
Strangest things.
This is not strange, though. This is a situation. So what it says, my sister slept with my ex-fiancé days after we broke up. Ooh. And a year later, I just got to know about it. What happened is today, my ex texted me to let me know he wants to rekindle the relationship, fix things, and after being separated for a year, is happy to go and have some relationship therapy. What? But he has to get off his chest that he slept with my sister when she returned his bicycle a few days after.
Oh my! So he's a
They
loser
broke up.
already.
Why is it bad that
doesn't have a
Why is it bad that our first question is why did she have his bicycle?
No. So
She was the bicycle.
I believe
The village bicycle.
Oh, he said it. I believe the sister was returning the bicycle for so the sister that broke up with him didn't have to. But when she got there, she went for a ride on something else.
I hope they used a helmet.
Okay, do we have any more information before we proceed to give our
The
advice?
person just says, I don't know how to feel about her now. I called her, I asked her about it, but I have no idea how to process this, how to fix my broken trust in her, and how she could lie to my face for over a year straight.
Well, hey,
What would you do?
My question is,
petty grudge time?
was she a twin? Like, did he think that he was actually sleeping with the same person? Because there's some excuse that you could maybe
Yeah,
use.
but that's not an excuse. She knows who she is. She's not like, oh, I thought it was my sister for a second there. Sorry.
Look, I don't know her personally, so I don't have any more details.
I have multiple personality disorder. Now,
Okay, this is definitely I don't think you can come back from that.
No.
Look, maybe time heals all wounds. If you were to find someone else in your life, fall in love, like move forward, and then, you know, in time be like, you know what, like that person wasn't right for me anyway. We can move on. But will you ever let that go? Like that's deep rooted, and literally, and and
How come it took me so long
maybe-
to get there
I
with
know,
that
right?
one? Jeez.
And maybe if she had, like, after it had happened, like straight away been like, oh my God, I did this and I need you to know because it was the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life and I'll take whatever consequences come my way, but I have to get this off my chest. But a year later, because he told her, ooh, cut a bitch.
Well, do you know what? This actually sounds like a storyline that happened in Neighbours many years ago with Holly Valance.
And Cousin Lino?
Now that I'd pay to see. No, so it's akin to incest because, you know, basically if she gets back with him, he's been with her sister. So you could never in your mind get rid of that thought. And that would just gross me out.
I don't think I could get rid of that thought in my mind as well. And I know that there's so many variations to this, right? Let's say that they had a thing going and then they talked to it. You know, you would talk it out with your sibling and you would have to reach some sort of agreement you can't help you fall in love with and all the rest of it, blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. But I guess it's like in the context of just what we know, which is she found out a year later that there was a one-night stand of some sort between the two of them only days after they broke up. Would you forgive her or would you not?
I definitely wouldn't forgive her. No way.
Yeah, I like I said, maybe in time you might move on if you're in different places in your life, but at the time, no, I definitely think that you'd want to just knock her out.
No.
I don't
Absolutely.
know. I'm not saying you should. That's not my advice. Is not to go physically assault someone. But definitely, if there's any situation to hold a petty grudge, this isn't petty. Hold that grudge.
That's a grudge.
Hold the grudge.
You know, it's funny. Is like this is Celeste and I have this conversation a lot because when it comes to things like
We
this,
talk about what would we do if no.
we are not this
What if your
conversation,
partners-
the grudge conversation a lot. Because I'm not a grudge holder, and Celeste is definitely more of a Celeste is a grudge holder, but she's a silent grudge holder. So she'll have a grudge against someone even though they won't know. She's like your family. Aaron.
Yeah, that's what we
Maybe
love
you
so
aren't
well.
related to you, Aaron.
We've got some unresolved business between us.
But I definitely think talking through the context, because the context is never going to be in this situation. Well, I can't say never. It could be that the person is like, I did it because I hate you. I'm jealous of everything you have, and the intention was. But the likelihood of that being true is small. So I think once you found out the reasons behind it, I do think that you can heal all wounds. But I'm a very forgiving person, and that gets me into trouble sometimes too.
Is it more hurtful as well whether they actually slept together, many times and actually had a proper relationship where they were falling for each other, or if it was just random sex?
I think the once off you can get over. The relationship behind the back, if that's what it turned into, that's
hard to get over.
That's a tough situation.
But then again, a lot of people would argue that if there was actual feelings involved, then at least it meant something rather than just being hurtful to someone for no reason. Maybe we should get Aaron to test that theory.
I feel like we could do a whole segment in this.
I think we could too. But long story long, I have to say, I think my revenge, just chop his dick off.
That's all your answer. Always your answer.
I go straight there.
But again, don't take the advice of our doctors here, and please don't do that. Once again.
Yeah, no, I look, I'm in agreement with you, Aaron. I definitely think there needs to be a little bit of petty revenge.
Well, that has been our shit advice for this week, and let me say that definitely did fit in the category of really shit advice. So thank you for that, Dr. Celeste and Dr. Aaron. As always, this has been a fabulous show. If you are listening to us live, please listen to us on the podcast, on all your major podcast platforms. And of course, if you're listening to the podcast, you can download the Radio Italia Uno app and you can listen to us live. And we really would like it if you would follow us on social media because we're trying to get past 5 followers.
Please follow us, please. Now, have a fabulous week, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Ciao, Adelaide.
It's your favourite trio, 2 Brunettes and a Gay, here to remind you to join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. for your drive home.
Expect the best beats,
sassiest segments, and plenty of piping hot tea from the weekly rumour mill. And let's be honest, we know us Italians love a good gossip.
So tune in at 5 p.m. every Tuesday right here on your number one station, Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.